Worm Magnet Mulch Experiment, the secret mix that doubled earthworms in my garden. If your soil feels lifeless, compacted, or just plain stubborn, here's the truth. No amount of fertilizer will fix it until you've got one thing: earthworms. These tiny engineers are your unpaid workforce, quietly tilling, feeding, and transforming dull dirt into rich, living soil. But here's the catch. Not every mulch brings them running. Some invite them by the hundreds, others drive them away. Today on Soil and Crop Central, we're putting mulch to the test. You'll see exactly which types attract earthworms, which ones repel them, and the step-by-step recipe to turn your own garden into a worm magnet. Why earthworms are the real measure of soil health. Earthworms are the soil's most honest critics. If they're thriving, your soil is alive. If they're missing, your soil's biology has shut down. Every burrow they dig aerates the ground. Every cast they leave behind enriches it with plant-ready nutrients. They create a perfect moisture balance and even suppress disease by improving microbial activity. The secret to calling them home lies right on the surface: the mulch you choose. Some materials feed worms and microbes in harmony, while others choke out oxygen or steal nitrogen during decay. Let's get into the real-world trials that reveal what they love and what they'll abandon. Testing the mulches, the garden trials that told the truth. At Soil and Crop Central, we set up side-by-side garden trials using equal-sized plots. Each plot was about 1 square foot, and each got one mulch-type: shredded leaves, straw, alfalfa, grass clippings, and wood chips. After watering all plots evenly, we left them for 2 weeks, then gently lifted the mulch in the morning to count the worms in the top 3 inches of soil. The results were, honestly, eye-opening. Under shredded leaves, the soil literally pulsed with life. Worm counts were consistently the highest. The mix of moisture, soft texture, and natural sugars from the leaves made it, well, just irresistible. Adding alfalfa pellets as a booster created an even stronger draw, bringing the greatest number of worms per square foot. Grass clippings came in close behind when applied lightly, but when we laid them thick, the worms vanished. The mat trapped heat and cut off airflow, creating sour anaerobic conditions. Straw performed moderately. Worms showed up, but not in huge numbers. It offered structure, but not enough food. And the biggest disappointment? Fresh wood chips. The worms avoided them completely for the first few weeks. Only after the chips had aged and begun decomposing did activity return. So what makes one mulch a worm magnet and another a dead zone? It all comes down to moisture, carbon to nitrogen balance, and temperature. Earthworms love cool, damp, microbially active mulch, not dry, woody, or fermenting layers. After repeating these trials in different garden beds, one clear formula emerged: a balanced mulch mix that not only attracts worms but keeps them multiplying beneath the surface. To make it at home, you'll need 3 simple ingredients by volume: 70% shredded leaves, 20% alfalfa meal or pellets, and 10% finished compost. The shredded leaves create a breathable structure that holds moisture. The alfalfa provides a nitrogen-rich food source that kickstarts microbial activity. The very scent of fermentation draws worms in. The compost acts as a biological inoculant, introducing the right bacteria and buffering the mix to prevent it from turning sour. Here's the exact way to prepare and apply it. For every 10 square feet of garden area, mix 1.7 cubic feet of shredded leaves, half a cubic foot of alfalfa, and a quarter cubic foot of compost. Blend them together in a wheelbarrow and spread the mixture in a 2-inch thick layer over the soil surface. Lightly water the mulch afterward with about 1.5 gallons of water for every 10 square feet, just enough to moisten it evenly without flooding. This hydration is key. Worms follow the moisture gradient upward to feed but still need oxygen to breathe. For a larger 10 by 10 foot garden, which is 100 square feet, multiply that ratio by 10. You'll need about 11.7 cubic feet of shredded leaves, 3.3 cubic feet of alfalfa, and 1.7 cubic feet of compost. Spread that evenly for a 2-inch layer and water with about 15 gallons in total. If your soil is bone dry before starting, pre-water it once first. Let it soak overnight, then apply your mulch mix the next morning. This blend starts breaking down within days, releasing natural acids and sugars that call worms from deep below. Within a week, you'll notice tiny tunnels forming, and after a month, you can lift a handful of mulch to find worms feeding right underneath. So, how does each mulch type really perform? Shredded leaves are the top performers. They mimic forest litter, the natural environment where worms evolved. When mixed with nitrogen sources like alfalfa, they break down steadily without overheating or compacting. Worms nest beneath them, creating rich castings directly into the soil. Straw is stable and slow to rot. Worms appreciate the moisture retention but find little to eat in the straw itself. Pairing straw with a thin compost layer beneath it turns it from neutral to positive. Grass clippings, when fresh, release nitrogen fast. Honestly, too fast if piled thick. They heat up and suffocate the soil. Use them in half-inch layers, letting each dry slightly before adding the next, or mix them directly with shredded leaves for a cooler decomposition. Alfalfa is a worm superfood but must be handled with care. Straight alfalfa mulch over 1 inch thick can overheat. Keep it under 1 inch or mix it as part of the 70-20-10 ratio. The scent of alfalfa fermentation acts as a signal to worms that food is ready. Wood chips, especially fresh ones, are tricky. They rob the soil of nitrogen as they decompose. Worms avoid them until fungi and microbes have broken them down. The fix? Pre-compost your wood chips for at least 3 months, or mix them 1-to-1 with compost before spreading. This converts them from repellent to long-term organic matter that worms will eventually occupy. Step by step to turn any bed into a worm haven. Start by removing weeds or hard crusts on the soil surface. Lightly water if dry. Blend your Worm Magnet Mulch recipe. 70% leaves, 20% alfalfa, 10% compost. Using a shovel or your hands until evenly mixed. Spread it across the garden bed to your chosen thickness, which is generally 2 inches for vegetable beds and 3 inches for perennials. Once applied, water the mulch until damp but not soggy. Within days, the top layer begins warming gently, attracting microbes and worms from below. Over the following weeks, maintain moisture. If you see the surface drying out, sprinkle lightly with water. Replenish the mulch every 3 to 6 months, adding just a thin top-up layer rather than removing the old one. Each cycle increases organic matter and boosts worm populations naturally. If you must use wood chips for aesthetic paths or long-term beds, it's best to pre-compost them or mix them with equal parts compost before spreading. Also, try to avoid piling fresh chips thicker than 1 inch around vegetables or flowers. So, what do these results actually mean for you? Well, in every trial, worm numbers turned out to be the clearest indicator of success. The more balanced and breathable the mulch, the faster the worm population really grew. Within just 1 season, leaf and alfalfa mixes actually doubled worm counts compared to straw, while wood chips lagged far behind, unless they were, pre-aged. The conclusion here is simple. Worms don't follow fertilizer. They follow food, water, and comfort. Choosing the right mulch means you're not just covering the soil, you're actually creating an ecosystem that kind of feeds itself. The reward? Well, you get looser soil, higher fertility, better drainage, and crops that respond with stronger growth and fewer pests. And once worms move in, honestly, they handle the rest. You just have to maintain their home. So, which mulch really builds soil for you and not against you? Shredded leaves mixed with a touch of alfalfa and compost wins every time. It's the simplest, most affordable recipe for soil transformation. And, honestly, the science is visible right under your feet. The next time you lay mulch, just think like a worm. Give them food, moisture, and air, and in return, they'll give you rich, living soil. If you found this breakdown valuable, don't forget to subscribe to Soil and Crop Central for more practical, tested gardening methods that work with nature, not against it. Go ahead and hit the like button, share this video with a fellow gardener, and let's keep building better soil, one worm at a time.